All right. Get this shit off of here. It's been a day. Can everybody hear me? Only serious replies only. Can you hear me? All right. So it's been a day. So I get home, find this on the door. It's from the company that provides my gas, so we can cook food, have hot water, shit, things like that. Tell me I have a gas leak somewhere in the backyard. So it's not in the house because we can't smell it. You know, the dogs aren't sick. But I've been dealing with that, so I'm a little bit delayed, so I apologize. Welcome to the Shape Before podcast. I'm Bud. Before I get into this, well, it looks like we have 6 watching. Please hit the like. If you haven't subscribed, I'm sure everybody here has. Hit the subscribe button so you can get notified when I do this. I'm going to try to do one of these once a week, hopefully. But yeah. Yeah, Ollie, they're coming tomorrow. Um, I guess they have special instruments that can detect these leaks and figure out where it is. Hopefully, it's closer to the alley and not closer to the house. But have your fingers crossed for Bud. So another thing I wanted to, before we get into Valentine from 2001, I got this cool thing from Anheuser-Busch today. I'm going to show you guys a picture of it here. They sent me a special edition Bud can. It's just for me. You're not going to be able to buy this, but they sent it to me. Came with a little note that says, "Congrats on 365 days of never missing a live stream. Your dedication to entertaining the masses with your vast pop culture knowledge is to be celebrated from your friends at Anheuser-Busch." So I want to thank Anheuser-Busch for sending me this can. Yeah, I couldn't believe it, Allie. I got this motherfucker in the mail yesterday. So, pretty happy about that. So, everybody, go out and get some Bud Light tonight and let's celebrate. All right. How's everybody doing? Let's get to the comments. I can already see that it's hopping. Chris Fantazi. He's not high on weed, but it looks like he has some allergies. Might go a little bit silent tonight. But that's okay. I'm a little late tonight. Jake Blaster, my other partner, Jake Blaster, who I'll make an announcement later, a little bit of announcement that he made last night, so I'll get it out to you guys. So, welcome, Jake. Nick Push. Oh, Bud, the new live stream king. Yeah, doubtful. But I appreciate the kind words. Allie's here. Welcome, Allie. Let's see here. Damn it. So I just had that thing happen. Hold on here. Let me figure out how this. So I'm gonna have to Google. I have one of these Apple mouses, and it just fucking zoomed in on me, and I don't know how to get it to zoom back. Apple mouse. Zoom out. It's like their smart mouse. It's really stupid. Doesn't have any buttons on it. Zoom out. Apple mouse, zoom out. Let's see here. I don't have a trackpad. I have the stupid mouse. Magic mouse. Zoom back to the actual size. Double tap with a single finger. There it is. All right, we're good. Back to the fucking chat. God, what a fucking disaster today's turned out to be. Looks like Blake. Yeah, thanks. He says I sound great. Yeah, I did have to shave. Actually, I was shaving Sunday night and I was trimming up my mustache and I just fucked it up and had to start all over, man. But it'll be back soon. All right. Let's see here what else we got going on. Oh, no dead air. Sorry. Everybody's excited about the can. Is that a can everyone's upset about? I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? What do you think of my can? Bud Light and Prime. You're supporting me well tonight. Paxton Scoggins. I don't think you were here last week, Paxton. Thanks for tuning in. Going solo. Normally I'm on here with either Nick Push, Jake Blaster, but after last week's success, I mean, we'll try it again. So let's talk about Valentine. Let me get my notes. I'm a little bit more prepared. I have a pretty big slide presentation here. So we're going to go through this thing thoroughly. I don't know how many of you guys have seen Valentine. If you're one of the people who has not seen it and you don't want to be spoiled, I'm going to get into some spoilers. So if you don't want to be spoiled on that, uh, tap out. All right, so Valentine has a pretty cool poster here. It's came out in 2001, and so we had this horror resurgence due to the success of Scream in 1996. So we kind of rode a wave through the rest of the 90s, and it kind of dovetailed. Is that the right word? It crossed over into the new millennium. Uh, and we got some movies like this where we have the young cast. These are fairly big names, I guess. So I'll go through who's in it, but um, let's go to the chat here. We got the chat's hopping again. Excellent cast, Nick Push. Excellent cast, yeah. So the thing with Valentine, like I said, it was at the tail end of the horror resurgence with the young, good-looking cast. You know, it was truly when this era was going out because, as we know, 2003 we started getting remakes of all of our favorite movies. I think we got Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then that set off a remake bonanza. And then a movie like Saw came out, torture porn, horror, torture porn, and then that became a thing. So Valentine was at the end of that. So it's directed by Jamie Blanks, he also directed Urban Legend a few years before Valentine. So I'm going to break down Urban Legend on my next one. I had a vote on my YouTube page and it turned out 50-50. Fucking crazy. So I just decided, I had the Valentine stuff ready. So I'm going to go with Valentine and we'll get Urban Legend, but Jamie Blanks directed both of these movies. And there are a lot of similarities. But the film, it tells a story of a group of women who are stalked and killed by a mysterious figure on Valentine's Day. So, commercial holiday. Of course, they're going to make a movie. We had My Bloody Valentine. This has nothing to do with that. But let's move on through some of the slides here. So, this whole thing starts off by this dork right here. Look at it. So, it's sixth grade, 1988, at the school dance. And this kid was going around the dance and trying to get some girl at this dance to dance with him. And sorry to say, bud, but look at yourself. Not happening. So this right here is Jeremy Melton, the school nerd. So he goes around from girl to girl trying to ask him to dance, and then there's one fat girl that, oh yeah, I'll dance with you. And then they decide to meet under the bleachers and make out, and then they get caught. And everybody, the fat girl turns on him and joins in, and they fucking ruin his dance here, ruin his makeout sesh. So he's gonna harbor some resentment. So flash forward, I'm gonna guess it's 1988. They were in sixth grade, so I'm gonna guess they graduated around 96. And so we flash forward to 2001, and everybody's grown up. They're all successful in their 20s in Los Angeles, living the dream. So the movie opens up here with Katherine Heigl. You guys remember her? Grey's Anatomy, many, many movies. Very beautiful. Well, the movie starts out, she's on a blind date with some creep, um, named, I think his name is something Marquette. Guys, help me out in the chat. Let's go to the chat. Paxton Scoggins likes Valentine way more than urban legends. I was wondering if there would be a lot of people that felt that way. I'm kind of, I'm gonna lean towards urban legend just a tad bit because it has that tremendous opening. I'm gonna break that down next week. Don't want to get too far into that. Allie likes Valentine a little more. Let's see here. Nick Push. If they knew how he looked when he grows up, they'd be interested. We're gonna get into that later. I'm not gonna show that one. Blake, naughty. That's right, Nick. Chris, no, I'm not saying I'm not an urban legend fan. Loved urban legend, no doubt. Cry Wolf is one I really need to go back and revisit. I know I saw it a handful of times, but where was I? Katherine Heigl's on a blind date with a fucking scab, real douchebag. She decides she doesn't like him, so she's gonna get the fuck out of there and get back to her job. Apparently, she is a more forensic pathologist. She's gonna do autopsies, so she would rather be with this stiff corpse here than on a blind date with this Marquette guy. But um, so yeah, this movie starts out with her death. She's alone in the morgue, nothing but bodies. Um, I was like an idiot and put all the photos of the killer at the end of this. So let me pull this back, fast forward and find the images of the killer so we could talk about the masked killer right here. Let's go back to it. The cherub. Valentine's Day. Everybody knows when we were kids growing up, the cherub would shoot you in the ass and you would find your love. So immediately, this is a great look here. Um, the killer to me moves a little bit like Michael Myers. I get some Michael Myers vibes here with the movements. But going back to Katherine Heigl, I'm sorry, her character's name is Shelley Fisher. The names of the characters in this movie are something else. Shelley Fisher, played by Katherine Heigl. Stalking her around the like. Okay, everybody's talking about the shaving. Looks like Bud after he shaved on Sunday. Fair enough. Fair enough. I do look a lot younger, I think, without the mustache and the beard. That's a fair point. So Katherine Heigl's, sorry, Shelley Fisher is executed. And let me pull this back so I can go back. And then we flash forward. Not really flash forward, but we kind of get introduced to the older version of the girls who destroyed Jeremy Melton's life back at that dance. So they're all attending her funeral, and we'll go from left to right here, and I'll call them out. Lily Voigt, played by Jessica Caulfield. I remember seeing her in a lot of other things in the 90s and the 2000s. Everybody, what? I look like Blake? Well, I mean, Blake's he's a handsome gentleman, so I mean, I'll take that compliment. Allie says, you do look younger, but I'm a beard girl, so LOL. Yeah, don't worry, it's coming back. The mustache is coming back. I just fucked it up, cut it a little too short on one side. So if I would have corrected it on the other side, I would have looked a lot like Hitler. So can't go with that. You're welcome, Blake. So yeah, back to the cast here. Yeah, Lily Voigt on the left here, and then the next one is Dorothy Wheeler. The names in these, they all sound like old lady names. Dorothy Wheeler, Jessica Capshaw, Denise Richards. We all know her, and then the cast is rounded out by Marley Shelton, who plays uh, Kate Davies. So they're all mourning their friend here. sad day. But apparently, yeah, um, Shelley Fisher, she was one of the girls who, you know, rejected Jeremy Melton and made an ass out of him. So let's go through the cast here, kind of one by one here. Kate Davies, played by Marley Shelton. Judy Hicks from Scream. To me, she's kind of our main character. You guys agree with me there? Wendy Peppercorn, Nick Push. Marley Shelton was definitely Wendy Peppercorn. Very attractive lady. But she's the lead in this, I think. And we'll go to the next one here. And this is Paige Prescott, which is probably the only cool name in this movie for any character. Played by Denise Richards. Man, what a run she went on. Starship Troopers, Wild Things, what was that? Drop Dead Gorgeous. She pretty much played the same character, I would say. She was pretty much typecast. Played the same kind of sexy, like crazy sexy bitch. That was her character, and this was no different. And this is Lily Voigt, played by Jessica Caulfield. She's kind of the three, she's probably the most quirky. Jake Blaster says she's a smoke show. I mean, I think they're all pretty much smoke shows, including Dorothy, which we'll get to. But Lily Voigt, yeah, she's kind of the quirky, funny one. Uh, doesn't last long in the movie. She's the one, if you guys remember, they start getting Valentine's cards, and she gets some chocolates, and I think it's her and Paige Prescott, Denise Richards. They're opening their cards, and she eats one of the chocolates, and it's full of maggots. It's pretty fucking gross. Well, let's move on here. We're here to Dorothy Wheeler. Now, this was the fat girl I was talking about who, you know, tried to get it on with Jeremy Melton in the dance, but when she got caught, she was embarrassed, so she turned on him. And Dorothy, she's like the rich friend of the group. And apparently, I mean, she's pretty hot too. Look at her. Like, she's supposed to be the fat, unappealing girl of the group. And she's rich, and she's like, throughout this movie, she's basically like giving dudes gifts so they'll fuck her, basically. Like, she tries to fuck one dude, and he can't get it up with her. But come on, look at her. Are you kidding me? Like, she's a smoke show too, with a terrible name, Dorothy Wheeler. But she's played by Jessica Capshaw, who is, she's been in a lot of things, Grey's Anatomy, some other TV things. But her real claim to fame is her mother is Kate Capshaw. You guys remember her from Space Camp, uh, Indiana Jones, and the Temple of Doom. That's right, Nick. She's rich and horny and willing to just give away Rolexes and whatever it takes uh, to get somebody to just fuck her. I mean, she could have fucked Jeremy Melton. Let's see here. The great Hambino got wider but not taller. If I could send a super chat, he would. Thanks, Nick. And yes, Steven Spielberg is Jessica Capshaw's stepdaughter. So, literally, like Dorothy Wheeler, her namesake in this, she's rich and filthy. But, she's like, come on. She's a smoke show too. So, let's get to some of the other characters. A lot of red herrings in this. And this one right here is the biggest one. And basically, this guy is, I think, Nick Push. Like, has kind of a drinking problem, maybe. And once he's on the sauce, he does crazy shit, like punch the drywall, things like that. So, you know, played by David Boreanaz. I think I'm saying that right. He was in Buffy, and the spinoff Angel, Bones. So he's basically a TV star. And this was like his one movie. Let's see what Nick Push. Boreanaz is a smoke show, best looking person in this movie. Yeah, so basically, he's dating Marley Shelton's character, Kate Davies, and she loves this guy, but he's a fucking mess. Like Nick Push is a mess. And I won't say that anymore, Nick. Sorry. Sorry, man. I just had no like people get it. But anyway, this guy's a fuck up. He gets drunk and just makes an ass out of, his girlfriend and everybody. So basically this movie, she's trying to keep him in line. He's done the 12 steps, working on his life. And his name is Adam Carr. Or is it? Let's go to the next one. And this is her name's another name, another old boomer, old lady named Ruthie Walker. Now, she is also very rich and very, you know, she's like an investor. She's very rich. And basically, she is going around chasing around another guy who I will put up in a minute, who was running it was the early days of the internet. So he's, built this website and it's a total failure. And she's basically trying to hunt this guy down. And I think she's also trying to fuck him too, guys. Remind me. Like her and Dorothy are trying to like have a thing with the same guy. Like they both give this guy gifts, and she's pretty hot too. Look at her. She's kind of bitchy though. Ruthie Walker. I don't know anything else that she's been in. So, and this right here is the detective here. This guy, I don't even know how to say his real name here. It's Fulvio something. But he's the detective. He's trying to solve all the murders. Start Katherine Heigl, and then a couple red herrings. A roommate gets killed, so people kind of start disappearing here. But this guy, he's on the case, and he has like a weird side story with Denise Richards' character, Paige Prescott, where he thinks he has a shot. Like he thinks he has a shot, but he has no shot. And then this other guy here, this is Max Ramey. He's kind of an artist guy. He's love interest of Lily Voigt, or quirky girl. Um, so all the girls, they decide they're gonna go. He's having a big show. He's like a digital artist. So he has an exhibit. What do you guys call it? An exhibit, art exhibit. Everybody, all the young richies go in there, drink wine, walk through his thing, and that's when we kind of get our next kill. Um, and Lily Voigt bites it. Now, pull this back so I can show the killer here. You guys remember this scene? The killer's hunting her down. She goes into the exhibit with her boyfriend, which is played by um, Johnny Whitworth here, Max Ramey. You guys remember him from Empire Records? He was the guy that was the art. He played the artist in that too. That was in love with Liv Tyler's character. Like so he plays artist in every movie apparently. But Lily and this guy go into the thing and start making out, and there's this other chick hiding in the background. I wish I'd have gotten a picture of her, but he decides, he's going to invite this other girl to a threesome. And Lily is like, fuck that. I don't want a threesome. I'm not sharing your sexy ass with another chick. And she runs off into the exhibit. And then our killer, the cherub killer here, pops up and starts hunting her down with a bow and arrow. And she takes, several arrows to the stomach and the back. And she ends up falling down the staircase into the dumpster conveniently. There's a dumpster conveniently down below. So another one here. Let's go to another. I love this shot here behind the video thing here. Hold on. It gets Nick Push off here. I love this shot. I wish I could find a better quality version. Sorry, I had to look these up on the net. I wish I could have gone to my own. I have Valentine. Let's pull this back. Shot Factory. If you guys want to own this, this is probably the best version you're going to get right here. Best quality, best sound. So look for that from Shot Factory. Let's go back to the chat here. I feel like I'm all over the place. Let's see here, Allie. You can always want the man you can fix. Yeah. Jake Blaster agrees. Ruthie Walker is hot. Yeah, all these women are hot in this movie. Like, it's hard to believe that any of these women have trouble. Looks like a dude for News Radio and Veronica Mars. Which one? The artist? Uh, Anthony? Is that Anthony Michael Hall? No. So let's get this. Oh, let me remove this. The chat's not very hopping tonight. Not as hopping as it was last week. So let's get back to this guy. Yeah, maybe he was in Veronica Mars. Maybe. Ronnie, welcome to the chat. He does not want to own. You don't like Valentine? That's sad. Like, I think it's getting better with age. But anyway, Johnny Whitworth, Max Ramey, his girlfriend's dead, and she goes, her friends aren't even looking for her, basically. But here's the next guy, the one I talked about, Ruthie and Dorothy, kind of have they're fighting over this guy, giving him gifts, but he's basically trying to rip them the fuck off. He's trying to do the internet thing and took their money as investors, totally ripping them off, and they're giving him gifts, trying to win his affection, but he's, yet another red herring. But that's our cast. So basically we follow these ladies through the movie, through party after party, as one by one, their friends kind of get picked off. Lily, she's missing. They don't know it. I mean, they're just out there just living their life. But, they start kind of comparing notes and, hey, I got a Valentine from somebody named JM. So they kind of figure out their friend died. Not Ruthie, Lily is missing. So the detectives to tell them, hey, there's a guy hunting you. There's a guy after you. So basically, back and forth, and then they get to the big set piece at the end. Dorothy. God, I can't get over that name, Dorothy. Let's go back. Dorothy here. Hot Dorothy. She's going to have a huge fucking rager at her mansion. Like hundreds and hundreds of people there. Great music, great food. Everybody's having a big old time. Kate's, she's there with Paige, and, they're drinking, living the life. Let's see here. Lethal Weapon's never coming out. I just don't buy it. I don't believe their source. Part 2 has a... What are we talking about? We're talking about Lethal Weapon. I'm not here to talk about Lethal Weapon. We're talking about Valentine. So we're at the party. God, I wish I'd have gotten more slides, but had more slides. But here's this hot shot of Paige. She decides she's going to go hot tubbing in the middle of the party, which sounds fun. Let's show this here. But yeah, she's having a hot tub. But the killer is not far behind. The killer stalks in. And this is another cool scene. Let's get to the killer here. This scene right here, where he somehow has this big ass drill. And there's this nice crystal clear cover over the hot tub, and Paige is trapped. She can't get out. And so she fucking goes underneath, and he closes up the nails, drilling holes through the top of it. But then he's like, you know what the fuck am I doing this for? I have a drill plugged into the power over here. I'm just going to throw this thing and electrocute her, and then that's it for Paige. Should have had a better death, but she deserved better. And, so this knocks out the power. Everybody's like, fuck this party. We're going to leave. So we're left with basically here our main cast. At this party, this dude right here, this chick over here, she's there looking for looking for that dude who stole her money. And you guys remember Dorothy? She gave him a fucking like Rolex watch. He gave her some shitty necklace that he stole from Ruthie over here. Um, I can't remember. Does our buddy over here die? I can't remember. Does this guy die, or he gets away scot free, doesn't he? Like this guy gets away scot free, stole all their money, doesn't get killed. This is the hero of the movie right here. Campbell Morris, played by Daniel Cosgrove, the fucking hero of this movie. He stole all their money and got away scot free. Nothing. It would have been a good death for him. Oh, he does get killed in the basement? Fuck. That's unmemorable. Never mind. Forget everything I just said. Forget what Bud just said. Yeah, this guy pops up and lets this is where they find out that um she didn't make it to fucking Los Angeles. She's missing. This is where they find out she's probably dead when this guy he's at the party, scumbag, but you know, I'm terrible at this. This stream is definitely not as good as last week. Jeremy Melton. Dude, so this guy pops up fucking drunk. Nick Push pops up to the party drunk. Surprise, surprise. Um, but Kate loves him. She's like, you know what? You know what? That's fair. It's fair. Have you ever seen? Yes, I watched it this past weekend, but I must have been texting or something and just totally missed where that dude was killed. Um, but yeah, um, Daniel here shows up. What's his name? Daniel. I can't keep these names. Adam Carr shows up drunk. Angel stud. Everybody loves him. But he needs to sober up. He disappears for a little bit, and then people start dropping. Um, Poor Ruthie here, man. She gets a brutal death. She's like slinking around. She confronts Dorothy, points out her, hey, that motherfucker, you're wearing my necklace. That motherfucker gave you my necklace, and you gave this piece of shit a watch. Like, this guy just wants you for your money. And then Dorothy runs off all disappointed, disappears for a while. And then Ruthie goes kind of sneaking around the house looking for whatever, and then gets attacked. I guess she finds an old dipshit in the shower dead or something, right? And then she gets like crushed down onto the glass, and I don't think she deserved to die. She's the hero of the movie, actually, and sometimes the hero dies. Um, so we're down to we're down to Kate, we're down to old Angel's disappeared. I'm just gonna call him Angel because I can't remember his fucking stupid name. Let's get back to some slides here. Let's show you another. So this is a big part of the movie. The killer. I didn't mention this earlier because I wanted to save it for the end. The killer has a fucking problem where he gets nosebleeds. He's like Chris Fantazzi. He has allergies or something. Has a dry nose. Always. This is kind of the tell. So if you go back to Jeremy Melton at the beginning, he's. God, I just want to point out. Look at this kid. Of course he gets nosebleeds. So Jeremy Melton gets a nosebleed. So we know this is Jeremy Melton. That's kind of the marker, the nosebleeds. That's how we're going to find out who our killer is a little bit later. Here, we're almost there. This is painful, guys. Sorry. It's painful for me too. But this is the problem with Valentine. I know Ronnie said doesn't like Valentine. It's probably because of the ending, because they totally did not stick the ending of this movie. Totally missed the mark here. All right. The shirt is Jason Voorhees, Friday the 13th, Part 3. Ogre would have thrown him out the window. Ogre, you asshole. Yeah, Allie, good point here. With the nosebleeds, well, he's going to leave DNA all over the place. Like, come on. If you're going to go on a killing spree, you need to get that nosebleed problem fixed. Like, you're in Los Angeles, around all these rich people. Get your nose fixed. Let's see here. Nick enjoyed the ending. Thought it was well done. They fucking blew the ending. Like, so, Adam disappears. Kate is the only one left. Dorothy has disappeared as well. So the killer is chasing Kate around this no power. Is dead as my gas right now in the house. So there's nobody there. Kate's getting chased around by the killer. And then all of a sudden, they meet and fall down the stairs. God, I'm so let me collect myself here. Go to the chat. Chris peed himself watching Friday the 13th. I'm so fucking nervous, man. I need to just slow down. No, Blake. Ronnie says the movie is okay, just wouldn't buy it. That's fair. Can Bud bench more than Push? I don't know. Can he? Probably not. I think Nick Push goes to the gym like every day, so he's probably not. All right, so where were we? The ending. So the killer and Kate are fighting. They both fall down the stairs. And the killer's knocked out, and she pulls off the mask, and it's... Let me go back here. To the hottest woman in the movie. Dorothy is under the mask, under the killer's mask. Has on the pea coat and everything. She has a bruise on her face. And she's very clearly dead. Broke her neck. Ruined. All she had to do was find Bud, and it would have solved all of her problems. But yeah, she's under the mask. Like, what the... Like, we have no... Like, we don't understand... We don't get any answer. Like, is she in on it? With the killer who's, revealed in the... Yeah. Like, is she in on it? Like, we don't know. This movie, we don't get any, like, big reveal. No speech. Nothing. So we don't know what the fuck's going on here. But, let's fast forward here. And this is where we find out who the real killer is. Who really Jeremy Milton is. Let's find it here. It's Nick Push. Nick Push is the killer in Valentine. Look at his nose is bleeding. So the cops are on the way. I think, he shot her dead and fired bullets in her. Make sure she was for real dead, like Sidney Prescott. And, the way the cops are coming and he's hugging her, consoling her, and his nose starts bleeding. And this is how we find out that Adam Carr is, in fact, Jeremy Melton. He's the guy that they all said, fuck you to, you geek. Oh, look, I figured out something. You could just go right back. Like, I'm learning this new StreamYard shit, but this guy is this guy. What a fucking transformation Jeremy Melton had. Like, he probably could have nailed all these chicks. Like, we didn't have to kill him. He could have just nailed each one of them and said, hey, I'm Jeremy Melton. But that's how we end Valentine. That's it. David Boreanaz, the angel from Buffy. The guy from Bones is the killer. So, did not stick that landing in my opinion, but Anyway, let's go to the chat here. Let us go to the chat here. So I always get Butterfinger. So that's my favorite. A lot of people, Mr. Goodbar. I don't think I've had a Mr. Goodbar. Blake here with Hershey with almonds. This is a good question. Thanks for bringing that up, Ronnie. What are you guys talking about here? Not a Nick's movie. It's always the hot, sexy ones. Reese's. I like Reese's too. It's not really a. Is Reese's a candy bar? You guys? Sour Patch Kids are not a candy bar. That's right. What the fuck is this? So I'm gonna talk about that. Like, I think our campaign to announce our new show was an abysmal failure because it didn't. I was tried to hack Ronnie and Blake's stream last night to play this thing, and I couldn't get it done. So let's get to it. Butterfinger for Chris. All right, so me and Nick, we're launching a new show. He didn't know I was going to announce this tonight. I think our first episode is going to be on Tuesday night. Take It to the Grave with Nick and Bud. That's the best we could come up with. Like, we scoured the internet to find a name for our new show. We landed on Take It to the Grave, and I think it's pretty cool. What do you guys think? Do you like the name Take It to the Grave? Like, I think it's pretty awesome. But the format of the show, we're basically we're gonna do top 10 lists. Our first episode, so we're gonna do like a two-parter for the first, like episode 1 and episode 2 are gonna be interlinked. Thanks, Ronnie. He forgot. Interlinked. Interlinked. You guys remember? You know what that's from? Interlinked. Interlinked. We'll see if there are any guesses. But so Tuesday night, we're gonna do our top 10 moments from the David Gordon Green trilogy. Let's get this fucker out of here. Let's get Nick Push out of there. So we're gonna do top 10 moments from David Gordon Green's Halloween trilogy. And then for episode 2, and 2 weeks later, we're gonna do top 10 least favorite things. Like, we're gonna dive deep into David Gordon Green's trilogy and talk about, what this thing has done for the franchise. Just, some time has gone by. We can take it all in. It's over, and we'll break it down. But that's what we're gonna do for Take It to the Grave. And we're not always gonna do top 10 lists, but we're gonna try to come up with some other things. But just wanted to let you guys know that Take It to the Grave with Nick and Bud premieres on Tuesday night. I hope to see everybody there. All right. The next thing. Rewind trivia. Let me get this off here. Hold on. Hide. So this Sunday night, me and Jay are going to start a new trivia. We're going to do it on Sundays. I don't know, his schedule permitting. We're going to go through do some trivias for everybody. Everybody can play. You can go log into the crowd.live. It's the same app we used to use for the Halloween trivias. We've put together the list, and we're doing Die Hard, starring Bruce Willis, this Sunday. I'm going to guess probably 9 p.m. Eastern. But everybody can log in and play. We'll have the code and everything, just like we've always done. And you can test your knowledge of all your favorite movies that we're going to come up with. Well, I don't know what we'll do. We'll have to see. But Rewind Trivia with Bud and Blaster premiering this Sunday. So be sure to tune into that. Go follow. You can go follow Jake Blaster's channel right now. I think he's getting ready to drop the top 80 songs of 1993. So Jake is also busy guy. Looking really forward to doing this. We both enjoyed doing the trivias. Well, we're just gonna go do like we always used to. So tune into that. It'll be big fun. And so I'm gonna go back. Ronnie's here. He didn't get to see it earlier, but Anheuser-Busch sent me a commemorative can. Uh, so the Bud can. Just wanted you to be able to see it. Uh, I'm sad you guys won't get to get your own. So, but I'll enjoy mine. I'm not gonna drink it. I'm gonna go drink a 12 pack of Bud Light that I have in the fridge. So, all right, let's get back to the chat, and then I'll wrap it up. Yeah, Bud is a busy guy. That's why I got the can. That's why I got the can, because I'm the Cal Ripken. I'm the Cal Ripken of YouTube. I never miss a stream. Doesn't matter what the fuck's going on. I'm a loser. Yeah, I do drink it in the bathtub. Who doesn't? Love Bud Light. You're not gonna get to be able to shove that up your ass because I have the only one. Sorry. You have to shove something else up your ass. Allie says, you guys are all so great. Love all the content you guys do. Ronnie says, that is great. Paxton, that's good. Have fun with that. Let's see what he said. Nick, it in the bud would have been a solid name. Yeah, we didn't even think of that. Nip it. Yeah, nick it in the bud. But it would have made some jokes. Yeah. I mean, we already know that like they like shoving things up their ass. So all the good names are taken. They did a review of Harry and the Hendersons last night. I tried to hack that one and play our promo, but go back and check that out. Makes me want to go watch Harry and the Hendersons. I don't, kind of really don't remember much about it, but it's been a long time. But go check it out. They did a great job. They always do. But I'm in the business. I can get it. All right. Well, you're in the business for real, Blake. I used to be in the business. When I got out of the Navy, I lived in Denver. Lived a lot of my life in Colorado. And I worked at a liquor store. It's like, I'm not going to say the name of it because, fuck them. But it's like the size of Hobby Lobby. It's like the fucking liquor store the size of Hobby Lobby. It has fucking thousands of different kind of beers you could get, wine, root beer, just all like liquor, everything. So I used to be in the business too. So let's see here. How far did he? Oh, wait a minute. Chris's girlfriend is a nurse, and a guy stuck a ruler up his ass once. I mean, that's probably hardly the weirdest thing. How far did he get, Chris? I mean, it was a ruler, right? And hopefully all the way. If you're gonna put something in your ass, it's got to go all the way. What am I talking about? Was he trying to reach to get out? 12. It got stuck. Was it the one? Remember when we were kids? The rulers had the straight edge, the metal straight edge, so you could draw a perfect straight line. Did it have the straight edge on it? That would have fucking hurt. I mean, sometimes you sit on something. It could have been an accident, Ollie. All right, let's see here. Bud, Lethal Weapon or Beverly Hills Cop? One franchise has to die. Which one dies? I'm gonna have to say, damn. So there are 4 Lethal Weapons, and there are 3, soon to be 4, Beverly Hills Cops. The only 2 good ones are the first and the second one. if I recall, pretty much all the Lethal Weapons are good. I don't know what you guys think of 4. Still has one of the funniest scenes in Lethal Weapon. So I'm gonna have to say Beverly Hills Cop's gonna have to fall on the sword here. Sadly. I don't think they're making. I'm just gonna say I don't think they're making a Lethal Weapon. They're too old. Danny Glover's like 87. So before I get out of here, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, so you're notified. Nick says Joe Pesci drives him nuts. He doesn't like Top Gun. Doesn't like Joe Pesci. Doesn't like Brad Pitt. Probably doesn't like George Clooney. Like Nick, I guess he just doesn't like hot people. I don't know what his deal is. Let's see here. Okay, Allie. My favorite is when Glover is on pot in part 2 with the bomb. I think the best one was when they're with the Chinese guy and with the laughing gas. I think that's probably the funniest. I think Lethal Weapon 4 is probably the funniest of the 4. Let's see here, bud. This was awesome, man. I'm gonna try to go live every week. There's gonna be some where I can't because I'm on call, and I'll get called out quite frequently when I'm on call. So, how could you hate Joe Pesci? So I think for the next one, I'm gonna do Urban Legend. A lot of people voted for it, so I'll do a much better job with the slides. Like I thought my slides tonight, I thought I hit it, but then I'd go through this movie and I'm like, fuck. How often is trivia? I'm not sure. It all depends on Jake's uh, schedule and all. But I think so. We're doing Die Hard. I know the one for the follow up. So Nick's definitely not gonna want to miss that one. Uh, one episode. No, it won't be one episode. Not be. We have some plans for this. So I'll be everywhere. I'll be doing a show with Jake and Nick. So um, I'm going to wrap it up here. Take It to the Grave Tuesday night. It's going to be on Nick's channel. So get your list ready. Top 10 moments from the David Gordon Green trilogy. So go ahead and start working on your lists. But no, it's not Race the Clock, Ronnie. This is I don't know if you guys remember in the run up to Halloween Ends, we were doing the Road to Ends trivia. And it's 20 questions, 19 questions, questions 1 through 5 or 250, and questions 6 through 10 or 500, and so on. And then the last question is the hardest question, and you have to wager the points that you've banked. You can wager none, half of it, all of it, whatever you want on the last question. So, if you're struggling through the trivia, just remember at the end on the last question, you have a chance to win it, even on the last question. So don't give up. Have I tried any other prime flavors? Yes. I tried the grape. I haven't tried the lemon. I tried the orange. And there was one that was like, you remember the bottle pops back in the day? That one I tried. That was pretty good. I appreciate it, Chris. Man, still learning my way on these solo streams. I appreciate you for tuning in, man. It's awesome to have you. Met's Moon and Ice Pop, probably the bestseller. Yeah, I can't find. So I found the Ice Pop the one time, and when I go back to the store, I can't find that one. That's the only one haven't been able to find again. All right, I'm gonna take it out. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Hope everybody had fun. Sorry you can't get your Bud Light can, your limited edition Bud Light can. Sorry guys. See you guys Sunday night. Jake Blaster channel. Let's do some fucking trivia. Good night.